Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In foreign relations, you usually don't say never or always, or in general in life, because there are a few things, a few situations where you can apply always or never. Just a few, and it's not in the uh, foreign relations, in the international sphere between countries. So what happened? Germany and United Kingdom decided to shoot themselves deeper in the balls, not in the feet because they don't have feet anymore. They shot so many times in their feet with a sanction that they don't have feet or legs anymore. They grew to the balls now. They're up to the balls. Germany has no balls. Okay, so UK still has a few of a dingy-lingy hanging there, but Germany has a squeak squeak. So I don't know what they're hitting. But what's going on? Germany and the UK make Russian energy promise, but not the promise you might think, but the opposite. They say they will never return to buying Russian gas or resources even after Putin, or if Putin is dismissed, and even after Ukraine war ceased. Now, who do you think is going to be hurt more? Russia, who has the whole world to sell to cheap gas and oil, or the European Union, or in this case Germany and the UK, who both are going to buy more expensive energy for their industries, if they have any. And if they don't, their citizens will pay more for gas and everything else, because when the energy prices jump, everything else jumped. But your salary, your income never jumps when the energy jumps. But everything else, like seems to, the rents are increasing, energy is increasing, the food prices are increasing, but your incomes, no, they're not. Somehow, they're not correlated here. So let me show you. This article comes from Russia Today. It is from the 19th of October 2023. Germany and UK make Russian energy promise. There will be no return to previous trade ties with Moscow, officials vow. That means you're going to buy more expensive gas. And this is going to be no return. How do you know that? Do you remember the Second World War? You remember what happened then? After the Second World War, have you heard anybody saying we're not going to talk to Germany anymore? We're not going to do any business with Germany. We're going to dismantle Germany or anything like that? And now they're allies. See, never say never. Again, if you take, for instance, Soviet Union. Soviet Union was formed through a criminal, revolution, and they took over. It was kind of like, what's going on? Our people are in charge in Soviet Union, so we should not really talk bad about those guys. And then they even called Joseph Stalin, the Georgian Soviet criminal, but he did certain things that were not criminal for his country, and I can mention those. And then what they called him Uncle Joe. That's how Roosevelt, the president of the United States of America, called Joseph Stalin Uncle Joe. And then there were, guess what, allies. The free world was allied with the criminal Soviet Union, with Stalin. And then they got on the wrong footing after a while. And you have the Iron Curtain. So you see, things go like this all the time. It's based on interest. So right now, both Great Britain and Germany are grabbed by their little pussy on one hand and the dingy-lingy by Al Capone. And Al Capone is going to destroy your economy and is going to take over. It's already, the process is about, I would say, 85% completed, where the United States got a grip of the European Union. About 85%, I would say between 85 and 90%. That means a little bit more. That is when they're going to really come and say, you do this in front of everybody. They will be 100%, obviously. They will not put, Americans in charge. They will have their own, money and interest. All right, so let's see what these guys are saying here. Berlin and London are not planning to restore trade ties with Moscow even after the Ukraine conflict ends and President Vladimir Putin leaves office, Bloomberg reported on Wednesday, citing German and British officials. And I'm quoting, "This is a relationship that has come to an end." Miguel Berger, German's ambassador to the UK, stated at the Intelligence Forum in London. And I'm quoting, "There will be no return." That's a statement, that's an absolute statement. I don't love you. I love you. Those are absolute statements, affirmative or negative. In this case, there will be no return. Absolute. UK Minister of Energy and Net Zero Graham Stewart confirmed. Western European countries slashed energy imports from Russia, their former top fuel supplier, over the Ukraine conflict last year and imposed embargoes on Russian coal and oil. Boom. Natural gas supplies from Russia also shrank dramatically following Western sanctions and the sabotage of the Nord Stream pipelines. In terms of direct purchases, currently Moscow is covering less than 10% of the continent's energy needs. In 2021, Russian gas accounted for about 45% of the EU purchases and nearly 40% of its consumption of the fuel. While for the UK, the loss may not be huge, as it was importing only 4% of its gas and 9% of its crude oil from Russia in 2021, for Germany, the loss of Russian gas has resulted in a major energy crisis. Western sanctions have deprived the EU's largest and most industrialized economy of about half of its gas supplies. And I'm quoting, "The situation is very challenging." That's an understatement. Berger admitted. Gas price will remain higher, creating constant pressure for Germany and its industry. Pressure meaning you're losing the competition with others who have a little bit slightly cheap energy to use for their industry. So remember, never say never. It could be that something happens and then 10 years Russia again will become the biggest supplier of natural gas and oil to Europe. If Russia decides to go Brussels and US's crazy mentality and ideology, when you can be whatever you want to be and everybody else has to change their sense of reality to you, but they should not change it to yours. It's very interesting. If only one side is supposed to change its interpretation of reality according to the other side interpretation of delusional reality. But the other side, no. It's only unidirectional, but somehow it's a right or something. So I tell you, only you have to respect my self-identification as a tree, but when you identify yourself as a cock, I don't have to respect that one. Why? I don't know why, but I know exactly why, but that's how the story goes. So when Russia will become, yes sir, of the big interest behind Al Capone and unfortunately European Union, which is just a follower, then yes, they will go and they will plunder. They will take the Russian energy for free or even for cheap price. And then you're going to see how everybody will be happy about the, oil and gas and whatever the Russians have as energy over there. They will have no problem using this kind of methods of fuel or the resources. But until then, no. If tomorrow Putin tells them and gives them that for free and he just goes somewhere, these guys will say, yeah, give it to us. If we control it, we have to control your military as well, so you don't, turn around. We have to control your education, so we propagandize and we indoctrinate your population so they love us and our stupid way of changing, reality, and so on. When we're going to do that, you're going to be our friend. Why do you think the European Union is US's friend? Because the guys control these guys. And these guys do everything what those guys are telling them. Maybe you can mention a few things that the European Union did not do that Al Capone wanted them to do. But vice versa, European Union doesn't even dare to tell the Americans what to do or to suggest, hey, how about don't even dare. That tells you who's the subordinate in the relationship. Thank you very. I use subordinate as a euphemism. Okay, to sound a little bit nicer. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.